Why do some people live past 100 with sharp minds and strong bodies, while others struggle to reach 75? Today, you're going to discover 5 specific daily practices that centenarians around the world share in common, habits that have been scientifically studied for decades, but that your doctor has probably never once mentioned during any appointment. These aren't supplements, expensive treatments, or complicated medical routines. They're simple lifestyle secrets that cost absolutely nothing and can be started today, right now, before this video even finishes. And secret number 3 completely changed how I think about aging because it goes against everything our culture tells seniors they should do. The research behind it is undeniable, and when you hear it, you'll understand why I had to share this information with you immediately. For decades, researchers have traveled to remote communities where living past 100 is remarkably common. Places like Okinawa in Japan, Sardinia in Italy, and Loma Linda, right here in California. They expected to discover exotic diets, rare genetic advantages, or access to special medical care that explained why these populations outlived everyone else. Instead, they found something far simpler. 5 daily practices that centenarians in all these different cultures shared in common. Practices that modern medicine has largely overlooked because they can't be bottled, prescribed, or sold. Secret 1. Having a clear reason to wake up each morning. Centenarians don't just live longer than everyone else. They wake up every single day with a specific purpose that pulls them out of bed, something concrete and meaningful that gives their life direction and structure. This isn't just philosophical wisdom or feel-good advice. It's one of the most powerful predictors of longevity that science has ever identified. Yet most doctors never think to ask their patients about it during routine checkups. When researchers interview people who've lived past 100, they consistently find that these individuals can articulate exactly why they're still here and what they need to accomplish today. They're not just passing time or waiting for something to happen. They have reasons to keep going that feel urgent and personal. Research from Rush University Medical Center followed over 1,200 older adults for 5 years and discovered something remarkable about the relationship between purpose and survival. Those participants who reported having a strong sense of daily purpose had a 57% lower risk of death during the study period compared to those who lacked clear direction in their lives. The National Institute on Aging has identified purpose as one of the strongest predictors of healthy longevity across multiple populations and cultures, stronger than many physical health markers that doctors routinely measure. Yet when was the last time your physician asked you what gets you out of bed in the morning? This critical factor for survival rarely appears on any medical checklist, despite decades of evidence supporting its importance. In Okinawa, Japan, where more people live past 100 than almost anywhere else on Earth, they have a word for this concept. They call it ikigai, which roughly translates to your reason for being, or the thing that makes life worth living. Vernon, a 102-year-old fisherman in a small Okinawan village, still wakes before dawn every morning to repair fishing nets because his community depends on his skill. That sense of being needed, of having a concrete contribution to make each day, has kept him vital and engaged for over a century. Seniors who lack daily purpose experience faster cognitive decline, higher rates of depression and anxiety, and significantly increased mortality rates, even when their physical health markers are identical to those with strong purpose. Your brain needs a reason to keep building new neural connections, and your body needs a reason to maintain itself. Without purpose, both begin to shut down gradually because they have no compelling reason to continue operating at full capacity. The solution is beautifully simple. Write down one specific reason you need to wake up tomorrow morning. It can be caring for a pet who depends on you, tending a garden that needs attention, calling a friend who looks forward to hearing from you, or working on a project that matters to you personally. Make it concrete and personal, not abstract or vague. Don't wait for purpose to find you, because that rarely happens. Define it yourself today, because your brain and body are waiting for a reason to keep going strong. Secret 2. Eating the largest meal before 3 p.m. When do you eat your biggest meal of the day? If you answered dinner, like most Americans, you might be unknowingly working against your body's natural rhythms in ways that affect your weight, your energy, your sleep quality, and ultimately your longevity. This eating pattern that most of us follow without questioning, saving our largest meal for the evening hours, turns out to be fundamentally misaligned with how our bodies are designed to process food. The centenarians who live longest have traditionally eaten very differently, and modern science is finally catching up to what they've practiced intuitively for generations. Harvard Medical School researchers have confirmed that eating in alignment with your circadian rhythm, your body's internal 24-hour clock, dramatically affects metabolic health in ways that accumulate over years and decades. Your digestive system, your insulin production, your fat storage mechanisms, and your ability to process nutrients all function optimally during daylight hours, particularly in the morning and early afternoon, when your metabolism is naturally strongest. Studies published in the International Journal of Obesity demonstrate that people who consume their largest meal at midday lose significantly more weight and show better insulin sensitivity than those who eat big dinners, even when the total daily calories consumed are completely identical. The timing of your meals matters just as much as what you're eating. In Sardinia, Italy, where men live longer than almost anywhere else on Earth, the traditional eating pattern looks nothing like the American dinner-focused approach. The main meal of the day has historically been served between noon and 2 p.m., when families gather for substantial, nutritious food eaten slowly and socially. Lucille, an 89-year-old woman from a small Sardinian village, has eaten this way her entire life. Her dinner each evening consists of little more than soup and bread, finished well before sunset. When you eat your largest meal at night, you're forcing your body to perform demanding digestive work during the hours when it desperately needs to focus on repair, restoration, and preparation for the next day. Your pancreas produces insulin when it should be resting. Your liver processes nutrients when it should be detoxifying. Your stomach churns when your entire system should be winding down. This internal confusion, repeated night after night for years, leads to weight gain that becomes increasingly stubborn, poor sleep quality that leaves you tired regardless of hours spent in bed, and accelerated metabolic decline that affects every system in your body. The solution requires no special foods or complicated meal planning. Gradually shift your eating pattern so that lunch becomes your largest meal of the day. Start this week by making your dinner about 25% smaller and adding that portion to your midday meal instead. Your metabolism is strongest when the sun is highest. Start feeding it properly now, before years of evening overeating take their toll. Secret 3. Never fully retiring. Here's the secret that completely changed my perspective on aging, and it directly contradicts everything our culture tells seniors they've earned after decades of hard work. Centenarians almost never fully retire. They don't reach a certain age and then stop contributing, stop working, stop being productive members of their communities. And research now shows that complete retirement, that total cessation of meaningful work that our society treats as a reward, may actually accelerate aging and death rather than extending your golden years. This finding goes against deeply held beliefs about what seniors deserve, but the evidence is too strong to ignore. A landmark study published in the British Medical Journal examined what happens to people's health after they stop working entirely, and the results were alarming. Complete retirement increases the risk of clinical depression by 40% and physical illness by 60% compared to those who continue some form of meaningful work. Researchers at Harvard Medical School discovered that people who continue working in some capacity, whether paid employment, volunteer service, or unpaid contribution to their communities, after traditional retirement age show significantly slower decline and live measurably longer than those who stop working entirely. The structure, purpose, social connection, and mental stimulation that work provides turn out to be essential ingredients for healthy aging that cannot be easily replaced by leisure activities alone. Kenneth, a retired accountant from Nevada, learned this lesson after eagerly anticipating his retirement for years. Within 18 months of stopping work completely, his memory began faltering, his energy disappeared, and his doctor noticed concerning changes in his cognitive testing. His wife finally convinced him to volunteer doing tax preparation for low-income seniors in his community. Within 6 months of returning to meaningful work, Kenneth's mental sharpness improved dramatically, and his physician documented measurable cognitive recovery. Full retirement removes structure, purpose, social connection, and mental stimulation from your life simultaneously, creating a void that hobbies and leisure activities rarely fill adequately. Your brain, deprived of the regular challenges that work provides, begins to atrophy from lack of use. Your social network, often built largely around professional relationships, shrinks dramatically. Your sense of identity and self-worth, frequently tied to your productive contributions, erodes gradually. The combination accelerates both cognitive and physical decline in ways that researchers can now measure and predict. The solution isn't to never stop working at demanding full-time employment. It's to find one form of meaningful contribution you can continue indefinitely, regardless of age. Volunteer your professional skills. Consult for organizations that need your expertise. Mentor younger people in your field. Teach classes in something you know well. Serve your community in ways that use your abilities. The key is regular commitment and genuine contribution, not occasional activity or passive involvement. Retirement isn't a finish line you've earned. It's a danger zone unless you fill it with purpose. Decide today what contribution you'll make tomorrow. Secret 4. Moving naturally throughout the day. Instead of formal exercise, what if the gym memberships, structured workout programs, and exercise equipment that fitness companies have been selling us for decades are actually the wrong approach to longevity? This might sound like heresy in a culture obsessed with workout routines and step counting, but the world's longest-lived people prove that there's a better way. Centenarians in Blue Zones communities don't schedule exercise. They don't own gym memberships or fitness trackers. They simply move naturally and constantly throughout their daily lives in ways that keep their bodies strong without ever setting foot in a fitness center. The Blue Zones Research Project, the largest and most comprehensive study ever conducted on centenarian populations worldwide, found a consistent pattern across every long-lived community they examined. The world's oldest people don't run marathons, lift weights at gyms, or follow structured exercise programs. Instead, they live in environments that encourage constant natural movement throughout the day. They walk to destinations instead of driving. They garden, cook from scratch, and clean their own homes. They climb stairs because there are no elevators. They use hand tools instead of power equipment. The Mayo Clinic confirms that breaking up sedentary time with frequent low-intensity movement actually produces better cardiovascular outcomes than concentrated bouts of intense exercise followed by hours of sitting motionless. Mitchell from New Mexico is 94 years old and has never purchased a gym membership or followed an exercise program in his entire life. But he walks to his mailbox 3 times daily, tends his vegetable garden every morning, sweeps his patio after breakfast, refuses to use television remotes or other convenience devices, and generally approaches life as if sitting down were something to be avoided rather than sought. His cardiologist says his heart health rivals men 20 years younger. Many Americans fall into a dangerous pattern that researchers now call active couch potato syndrome. They exercise vigorously for 1 hour at the gym, feel virtuous about their workout, and then spend the remaining 15 waking hours sitting in cars, at desks, and on couches. Studies show that this pattern still carries serious health risks despite the regular exercise, because prolonged sitting causes damage that cannot be undone by periodic bursts of activity. Your body was designed for constant movement, not occasional intense exertion surrounded by hours of stillness. The solution requires rethinking your entire approach to physical activity. Engineer natural movement into your daily life instead of scheduling formal exercise sessions. Park at the far end of parking lots and enjoy the walk. Take stairs whenever possible instead of elevators or escalators. Stand up and pace while talking on the telephone. Garden, cook meals from scratch, and clean your own home instead of hiring others to do it. Walk to nearby destinations instead of automatically driving. Make inconvenience your friend, because every extra step adds up. Every hour you spend sitting is an hour working against your longevity, so stand up and move right now, even if just for 2 minutes. Secret 5. Prioritizing deep friendships. Over surface connections, centenarians don't just maintain social contact or accumulate acquaintances. They cultivate a small circle of deep, trusted friendships that sustain them emotionally through life's challenges and hold them accountable to healthy behaviors over decades. In our age of social media connections, casual networking, and surface-level interactions with hundreds of people, this distinction matters enormously. The quality of your relationships affects your health far more than the quantity, and the world's longest-lived people have understood this truth intuitively for generations. The Harvard study of adult development stands as the longest-running scientific study of human happiness and health ever conducted, following participants for over 80 years and across multiple generations. When researchers analyzed all the data they'd collected over those 8 decades, searching for the factors that most strongly predicted both longevity and life satisfaction, one finding emerged above all others. Close relationships are the single most powerful predictor of how long you'll live and how happy you'll be during those years. Not wealth, not fame, not career achievement, not physical health markers. Relationships. Researchers at Brigham Young University conducted a meta-analysis of 148 studies involving over 300,000 participants and found that strong social connections improve survival odds by 50%, an effect larger than quitting smoking, larger than exercising regularly, larger than maintaining healthy weight. In Okinawa, centenarians traditionally belong to small, committed social groups called moai, formed in childhood and maintained throughout their entire lives. Beatrice, a 101-year-old woman from a small Okinawan village, has met with the same 4 women weekly for over 85 years. They've supported each other through marriages, children, losses, and challenges that would have overwhelmed any of them alone. Surface-level social contact, the kind most Americans settle for, does not provide these same protective benefits for your health. Brief exchanges with cashiers, social media interactions with distant acquaintances, or large gatherings where no meaningful conversation occurs don't trigger the biological benefits that deep connection provides. Your body knows the difference between genuine intimacy and superficial contact, and loneliness amid crowds of casual acquaintances is still loneliness at the physiological level. Chronic loneliness triggers inflammatory responses, weakens immune function, and accelerates aging in ways that scientists can now measure directly. The solution requires intentional investment in relationship depth over relationship breadth. Identify 2 or 3 people in your life with whom you could develop deeper, more meaningful connection. Schedule regular contact with them, whether weekly phone calls, monthly visits, or consistent communication through whatever means works best. Invest your social energy in cultivating a small number of profound relationships rather than maintaining a large network of shallow ones. Your longest-lasting health investment isn't in your diet, your exercise routine, or any medical intervention. It's in your friendships. Reach out to someone meaningful today and begin building the connections that will sustain you for decades. The world's centenarians have revealed 5 secrets that modern medicine rarely addresses, practices that cost nothing, require no prescriptions, and can be started immediately by anyone regardless of current health status. They wake each morning with clear purpose that pulls them out of bed. They eat their largest meal when the sun is highest rather than saving it for evening. They never fully retire from meaningful contribution to their communities. They move naturally throughout their days, instead of alternating between gym sessions and prolonged sitting. And they cultivate a small circle of deep friendships rather than settling for surface-level social contact. These practices are available to you right now, today, with no permission needed from any doctor or institution. The longest-lived people on Earth have shown us exactly what works through their own lives. The only remaining question is whether you'll take the first step. If these secrets opened your eyes the way they opened mine, share this video right now with someone who deserves to know this information, because you might be adding years to their life simply by clicking that share button. Tell me in the comments which of these 5 secrets surprised you most and whether you're ready to start practicing it today. I genuinely want to hear from you, because your experience might inspire someone else watching to take action too. If this kind of research-backed practical information helps you live better, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you never miss another video that could transform how you age and how many healthy years you have ahead of you.